All right, what's up, my brothers? There's a video I want to share with you. It's about a minute long, and it's had me laughing my ass off every time I watch it. I'm going to read this tweet from this character on X/Twitter. He says, I get a lot of DMs from guys asking questions like, what if I'm bald? What if I'm a manlet? What if I have no facial hair? And he says, it's very simple. Women are barely sentient. Take that literally. I'm going to play a video for you right now and add some commentary. Watch this.
This question comes up a lot in my DMs from guys in various forms, and it really shows that guys are operating from a completely false frame and that they're heavily coping, thinking that any of this matters. Because it truly doesn't matter how you look like or what you sound like or the things that you like. Women are barely sentient and you could convince them of anything. It's very simple. Take that literally. Think of it this way. If the government can convince them that working is better than staying at home and taking care of your kids and of your husband, if the government can convince them that socialism is a good economic system to live in and that we'll be all equal under that, if the government can convince them that men can become women and invade their spaces, then surely you can convince them that they're in love with you and attracted to you. Mold their minds. That's what it's made for. So to answer this guy that's worried about being bald, bro, look at this guy, Mr. Overpaid. His hair is barely hanging on, but I'm sure he dates pretty girls. It's not the hair.
All right, so I can't stop laughing at this, man, because it's so funny. I don't know much about this guy, Ari, on Twitter. He posts a lot about dating gals, and he seems to draw a line in the sand about 25, doesn't date any older than that. And he has some comical takes, but this notion of if the government can convince women that socialism is a good idea, if the government can convince women to enter the workforce, climb the corporate ladder, put off or abandon having children or a family, then surely you as a man can convince her that you're a good catch and to fall in love with you. So, you know, the notion of women barely being sentient. So the definition of sentient is, simply put, sentient means the ability to have feelings. It's the capacity for a creature to experience sensations and emotions. It's pretty easy to see that we humans are sentient, is the way that it's defined. If you Google that real quick, it's the first thing that pops up. Are women sentient? Sure. But the argument that he makes cannot be ignored. I've had this conversation with so many guys about they're not able to participate in the sexual marketplace, they're not able to date women because, and then insert reason why. In this particular example, this Dutch gentleman, Ari, uses bald and ugly, or somebody DM'd him something about being bald, not being able to get women. There's a contingent of women out there that will have a preference for a man with a lot of hair on his head. Fine, whatever. Doesn't bother me, because there's also a contingent of women out there that find this attractive. It's the confidence, it's the success, it's the influence, it's the competency skills. I can keep going down the list. It's a social network and all of those things that sort of pile up that can improve any deficiencies that you have. But a lot of the times guys will focus on the things that they don't have and they go nowhere with it. You need to maximize your strengths and ignore your weaknesses. Don't try to focus on your weaknesses. It's usually not a winning play to mill over them far too long. But I wanted to share that with you. I've had a couple good chuckles myself and with a few of my friends, you know, that have watched that video. I think he's absolutely right. You need to hold a higher opinion of yourself. And if you find that you're deficient, quite often you'll see guys will be like, well, you know, I've done all the work and I've lost all this weight and I feel a lot more confident. You know, I would rate myself a 5 out of 10, blah, blah, blah. That's really not going to go very far, especially if you're using dating apps. I covered in my book, The Unplugged Alpha, if you're rating yourself under like a 7 or 7 out of 10 and lower, you're not going to get any results. Or if you do, they're going to be subpar. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about if you read my book. I don't want to hammer on that one too much. Just want to share that video with you before I make a move out here. You tell me what you think in the comments. What did you think of Ari's statement there? I thought it was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. Is there much truth to it? Leave a comment below. See you guys later. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you